that dirt all on my name. Cause you knew that I knew that I knew that I'd call you up. You would go around, go around, go around every party in LA. Cause you knew that I knew that I knew that I'd be at one. I know that dress is karma, I feel regret. Got me thinking back when you were mine. Now I'm all up on you, what you expect? Should I come in home with me tonight? You just want attention, you don't want my heart. Baby, you just hit that thought of me with someone else. Yeah, you just want attention, I knew from the start. You're just making sure I'm back in your. You just want attention, you don't want my heart. Baby, you just hit that thought of me with someone else. Yeah, you just want attention, I knew from the start. You're just making sure I'm back in your. Throwing that dirt all on my name. Cause you knew that I knew that I knew that I'd call you up. Baby, another way, right here, standing face to face. You already know that you won. Oh, I know that stress is karma, regret. Got me thinking back when you were mine. Got me thinking back when you were mine. I'm all up on what you expect. Should I come in home with me tonight? You just want attention, you don't want my heart. Baby, you just hit that thought of me with someone else. Yeah, you just want attention, I knew from the start. You're just making sure I'm back in you. You just want attention, you don't want my heart. Baby, you just hit that thought of me with someone else. Yeah, you just want attention, I knew from the start. You're just making sure I'm back in you. Run around, throwing that dirt all on my name. Cause you knew that I knew that I knew that I'd call you up. You would go around every party in LA. Cause you knew that I knew that I knew that I'd be at one. I know that dress is karma, I feel regret. Got me thinking back when you were mine. Now I'm all up on you, what you expect? Should I come in home with me tonight? You just want attention, you don't want my heart. Baby, you just hit that thought of me with someone else. Yeah, you just want attention, I knew from the start. You're just making sure I'm back in you. You just want Cause you knew that I knew that I knew that I'd call you up. Baby, another way, right here, standing face to face. You already know that you won. Oh, I know that stress is coming. Regret, yeah. Got me thinking back when you were mine. Got me thinking back when you were mine. I'm all up on what you expected. Should have come in home with me tonight. You just want attention. You don't want my heart. Baby, you just hit that for me with someone else. Yeah, you just want attention. Running from the stress. You're just making sure I'm happy. You just want attention. You don't want my heart. Baby, you just hit that for me with someone else. Yeah, you just want attention. Running from the stress. You're just making sure I'm happy. Running around, throwing that dirt all on my name. Cause you knew that I knew that I'd call you up. You've been going around every party in LA. Cause you knew that I'd be at one. Oh, I know that stress is coming. I feel regret. Got me thinking back when you were mine. And now I'm all up on you. What you expect? Should have come in home with me tonight. You just want attention. You don't want my heart. Baby, you just hit that for me with someone else. Yeah, you just want attention. Running from the start. You're just making sure I'm back in. You just want attention. You don't want my heart. Baby, you just hit that for me with someone else. Yeah, you just want attention. Running from the start. You're just making sure I'm back in. Running around, throwing that dirt all on my name. Cause you knew that I knew that I'd call you up. Baby, another way, right here, standing face to face. You already know that you won. Oh, I know that stress is coming. Regret, yeah. Got me thinking back when you were mine. Got me thinking back when you were mine. I'm all up on what you expected. Should have come in home with me tonight. You just want attention. You don't want my heart. Baby, you just hit that for me with someone else. Yeah, you just want attention. Running from the stress. You're just making sure I'm happy. You just want attention. You don't want my heart. Baby, you just hit that for me with someone else. Yeah, you just want attention. Running from the stress. Cause you knew that I knew that I knew that I'd call you up. You would go around, go around, go around every party in LA. Cause you knew that I knew that I knew that I'd be at one. I know that stress is coming, I feel regret. Got me thinking back when you were mine. And now I'm all up on you, what you expect? Should've come and home with me tonight. You just wanna touch it, you don't want my heart. Baby, you just hit that for me with someone else. Yeah, you just wanna touch it, I knew from the start. You're just making sure I'm not you just wanna touch it.
Hey guys, hello, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Amir Jawad. I'm going to be your co-host for today. We're really glad that you're joining us for this session, essentially a free training webinar where we will be showing you your roadmap to how you can become a successful web developer, potentially earning over $75,000. We will be starting in about 10 minutes, so please bear with us. In the meantime, please feel free to introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit about you. You can open the chat box. I see there are a few participants here with us already today. Sarah, how are you? Please say hello. Tell us a little bit about where you are from. Scott. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Please grab yourselves a drink and just bear with us. We will be with you in about less than 10 minutes now. Welcome, Mohammed. Thank you for joining. Hello, guys. Hello, hello, Eddie Banjo. Pleased to have you with us. Where are you guys from? Please don't be shy. Tell us where you're from. Sri Lanka. Mohammed is from Sri Lanka. That's lovely. Fantastic. Sarah is from Saudi. Amazing. Adi, may I call you Adi? Is that the right way to say it, Adi Banjo? Can you tell us where you are from? Anas is from Morocco. Lovely, amazing. Ah, Nigeria. Excellent. We've got a multicultural mix today, quite international. Very exciting. We have Mustafa has joined us. Hello, Mustafa. Welcome. Welcome to the event. We're very pleased to have you with us. Please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat box. Tell us where you are from. Josfat is from Kenya. Pleasure to have you with us. Scott, we have Scott with us as well. Hello, Scott. Welcome to the event. How are you doing today? Mustafa is from Egypt. Lovely, amazing. It's a pleasure to have you with us. How's everybody doing? Everyone having a great day today? So we're going to be starting the event in 5 minutes. For those of you who just joined, my name is Emir Jawad. I'm your co-host, and we're looking forward to starting this event in about 5 minutes, where we will be essentially showing you the journey that you would need to take toward becoming a successful web developer, earning potentially $75,000 in annual salary. Thank you all for your patience. We will be here with you waiting, and we will get started in just a few minutes, less than 5 minutes now. Mahmoud is with us also from Egypt. That's awesome. We have multiple people from Egypt today then. It's a pleasure to have you guys with us. Akin, I'm going to call you Akin for short. Please forgive me. It's not easy for me to pronounce your name, and I don't want to do it incorrectly. And Akin is from Nigeria. So welcome with us to the session, Akin. Welcome, guys, to the session. The title of the session is Step-by-Step Guide to Accelerate Your Journey as an Industry-Ready Web Developer with a $75,000 plus salary. It's very exciting stuff. Who else do we have with us? Aisha. We have Aisha, who has joined us quite recently. Hello, Aisha. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a lovely day. Please feel free to say hello in the chat box and just tell us where you are from today. We have a very international group. July, welcome, July. Welcome to the session. Welcome, guys. Rhea, excellent. Duker, people are starting to come in now. It's looking very exciting. Muhammad Arfan, please say hello. Welcome to the group, and please say hello and tell us where you are from. Ami, welcome, Ami. It's nice to see you here. Welcome, guys. Please take your seats and just relax for a couple of minutes now. Sip on some tea or some coffee as you're waiting. Not long to go now. Saida, welcome, Saida. Welcome to the group, Keith. Welcome to the session. Hope, what a lovely name, Hope. Welcome to the session, Hope. Please feel free to say hello on the chat box and just tell us where you are from. We have a very multicultural group here. For those of you who've just joined, this session is titled A Step-by-Step Guide to Accelerate Your Journey as an Industry-Ready Web Developer earning $75,000 plus. And we are about to start the session in 1 minute. Hello, Adel. Thank you for saying hello. Tell us where you're from. Mohammed is from Saudi. Saida is from the UAE. Welcome, Saida. Hope is from Nigeria. What an international group. It's fantastic. Amazing. Mahmoud is from Egypt. Okay, excellent stuff. So the time now is 5 p.m. on the dot, just as we are scheduled to start. Thank you, everybody, for being here with us. The title of the session is A Step-by-Step Guide to Accelerate Your Journey as an Industry-Ready Web Developer Earning Over $75,000. My name is Emir Jawad. I'm your co-host for the session. In a few minutes, I'm going to be introducing you to Salim Haddad, who is my colleague, and he's the host of the main event today. And he's going to be showing you the journey and the roadmap toward becoming such a successful web developer and earning such a salary, depending on the experience and the track record that you build for yourselves. Before we get started, I would like to just let you know that your microphones are muted by default, since there are so many of you. However, we do want this to be an interactive session. We want to hear your comments. We do want to hear your questions as well. If you do have any questions, simply type them in the chat box that you have, and you can see it in the bottom of the screen. What will happen is my colleague Salim, as he runs through the session, at every stage before he moves on to the next section, he will stop and look at what questions we currently have. He will try to answer as many of them as possible. And in the end as well, there will be a Q&A session at the very end of the event. If you do have any questions that have been left unanswered, please send us an email. We will provide you with an email address, and we will be certain to also get back to you and make sure there are no questions left unanswered. So before we get started, I would also like to inform you that the session is being recorded so that you can refer back to it at a later stage at any time. And in case anybody has missed the event, they would be able to also watch and learn from it and benefit. So I would like to introduce you to my colleague Salim Haddad, who's going to be running the main event. He is a senior software engineer at Laymoon. He's a practitioner, a supervisor, and our lead open source contributor. He comes with over 5 years of experience developing web applications that are for startups and agencies that are being used by millions of users around the world. He also is an avid user of GitHub and a contributor to code that is used in collaboration and used by coders all around the world. And as well as that, he is very passionate about what he does. He enjoys teaching it through events and boot camps. And he also teaches mathematics when he has any spare time. He is part of a broader team at Laymoon. The core tech team comes with over 30 years of experience hands-on in technology. And so I would like to tell you a little bit about Laymoon. Salim, if you can show us the next slide. So Laymoon is a platform which provides opportunities that move your career. We have over 1.5 million monthly users. Of those, well, we have more than that actually registered. We have 2.5 million registered users and 1 million plus job opportunities that are posted through our platform every month. We are the #1 course and training platform in the GCC with over 5,000 training programs that are accessible through our platform. And without further ado, I would like to hand the remaining session over to my colleague Salim Haddad. Salim, please go ahead.
Well, thank you very much, Amir. Thank you a lot. Thank you everybody here to invest your time to learn the step-by-step guide to accelerate your journey as an industry-ready web developer with a 70,000 plus thousand salary uh, based on your experience. So today is a special event for me because I would like to share with you on how you actually transfer your career if you are willing to do that, or you want to join the web development area, but you don't know the exact steps. So the agenda for today's session will be the exact steps that you need to follow to break into web development and become a web developer. Then I will share with you the required skills that you need to adapt and acquire to become a modern web developer. After that, we will share with you how to market your skills and become very confident when you present your skills to future employers, which ultimately will land you on your dream job. All right? And at the back of everything that you will see during this presentation, where you will learn the exact steps that you need to follow by yourself, we at Laymoon want to fast track your journey with a special program. We call it Intern Camp, which is basically a boot camp and internship at Laymoon. So stick with me all the way to the end to know more about this program. All right? So before we actually start talking about the steps needed to become a web developer, I would like to know every one of you guys here. So I prepared a polling question to know exactly what you are looking for in case if you want to be a web developer. So I'm going to start the polling now. I will give you 1 minute to answer the question. So tell me your goal, why you are willing to join web development and why you are interested to learn that in particular. So I'm going to start the polling now. You will find that on the screen. Just answer the right, the best situation that describe yourself right now. So you are a student looking or grad looking to kickstart your career as a web developer. Well, great. I see some people answering some questions here. Beautiful. Or you are already working, but you want to transfer or switch your career to become a web developer. Or you already a web developer, but you want to enhance your skills learning the modern technologies behind it. Or number four is to build your own projects on startup. Number five, just curious. Okay, so we have 23 people answered the question. That's wonderful. So I can see from the result, which I will share it with you in a while, that we have almost 20% are looking to switch career, 14% are students, 41% building my own project or startup, which is perfect, and 10% just curious. So I'm going to wait just a few seconds until the number of votes completed. All right, so 80% now. Great. Okay. So I'm going to stop here and share the result with you. Almost 90% of you answered the question. So this is the result that is on your screen. 40% are looking to build your own project or startup, which is brilliant, 17% are looking to enhance their skills. They are already existing web developer, which is amazing. Hi, everyone that you are a web developer currently. You will learn a lot today as well. And 23% who are want to switch to become a web developer. Amazing. So now I get to know everybody. So let's get started with the actual topic of today. Let me close the polling here, and then let's continue. Now, the first thing in the agenda of today's session will be taking you to the journey to become a really web developer from absolute beginners. So you will learn and the exact steps that you need to follow on your end if you want to learn what you need to do to become a very good web developer and modern web developer as well. So before we actually dive into the steps, I would like to emphasize on the importance of web development. And many of you here might be, might know this concept. I just want to emphasize on the importance of web development in general. And one of the interesting things about web development actually is the paid, the paid salaries across the world is very high compared to any other fields. So take an example in USA, for example, the average salaries are around $75,000 for $1,000 for front end developers, $75,000 for back end developers, and $91,000 for full stack developers. And to be honest, these are the average. So you need to have skills built along the journey while you are learning and practicing. So you will take, we are talking about 1 to 2 years of experience to get into these salaries. Okay. So you might get started, but it will grow until you become one of this or maybe higher. So that's one of the lovely things about web development. It's very, very well paid across the world. Now, despite of the advantage of being paid highly, there are other factors that actually makes web development specifically extremely useful for many cases. So as I said, despite of the salaries, you will have the freedom to work from anywhere, especially now in the COVID. People start to work from remotely from their homes, and they can find a suited spot to work from. You will have the freedom of time, creativity, tools, and everything actually. So it's not just about the money, but you will have flexibility of everything, including the location, money, time, etc. Okay. Now, the first step actually, when you decide to become a modern developer, and that's exciting enough, you need to choose a specialty. Now, I already spoke about the fields like front end, back end, and full stack before with the salaries. But if you don't know any of these terms, it's okay. I'm going to explain it now. In web development ecosystem, there are mainly three main job roles available in the market. The first one is called front-end developer. The second one is called back-end developer, and the third one is full stack. Now, what is front-end, back-end, and full stack? I'll explain now in a very simple example. So if you go to one of the pages at Lemon, we have this page. If you go there, and everything you can see on the page, including images, buttons, animation, interactivity, all that is actually done by the front-end developer. So front-end developer is a developer who is responsible of building the user interface and the look and feel of the website, of a website, okay? Including animations, videos, mobile responsiveness, and all that. Now, everything that users normally don't see, including the security, the validation, authorization, registration, all this done by the back-end developer, which is basically everything that users normally don't see, okay? So you don't normally see how data is stored in the database or how the security happened behind the scene. So everything behind the scene is done by a back-end developer. Now, I hope that is clear enough, but I think you might have a question. What is full stack? Full stack basically is the combination of both of these job roles, okay? So a full stack developer, basically, if we put it in a simple word, is a person or developer who is responsible of building a website from A to Z, including user interface, including authorization, authentication, databases, caching, everything done by one person. That's why if you relate that to the payments, to the salaries, that guy is paid the most, okay? So I hope that is clear enough, and I clarify these concepts. So once you know each one of these fields, you need to pick one. You need to choose one of these specialty to focus on. Either front end or back end or both of them, that's fine. So pick one, and this is your first step to become a modern developer. The next step, which is basically will accommodate with the third one, and pay attention please to these two steps, the step number 2 and step number 3. Step number 2, you need to acquire the needed programming language skills after you decide which way or which route you want to take. So for example, if you want to become a front-end developer, the things you need to master and learn are HTML and CSS, which is basically technologies that enable you to build the skeleton and look and feel of the page. And then you will learn JavaScript, which adds the interactivity to the page. For example, submitting form, validating the inputs when you have an input, and many other cases. And then once you've done those basics, when you learn this basic stuff, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you need to learn also the frameworks on top of the JavaScript to make you a modern developer, which we'll talk about that in the next section, which are React.js, Vue.js, Angular, and many other alternatives as well. As well as you need to learn some basic of web design, so you can have an amazing looking website or web applications to be displayed for your customers. On the other hand, for the back end, you need to learn about databases, working with databases, authentication, authorization, and tools to enable that, which are called the back end languages. One of them, or some example of back end technologies, are Node.js, Python, PHP, C#, and many other alternatives as well. And the back end, basically, it's a little bit difficult than the front end. So you need to start with the front end. If you decide to go with the full stack, you need to start with the front end and then the back end, which ultimately you become a full stack. But if you want to join the front end directly, there's no prerequisite. If you want to join the back end, at least you have to have HTML and CSS. That will be more than enough. All right, now let's move on to the third step, which is, I think, the most important step in your journey to become a web developer. Pay attention, please, to this, because this is so important. When you want to go and find a job, your future employers basically will look into this as the first thing in your resume. Okay, so they will look at the projects and determine from that what you have accomplished before. So you might start with personal projects, like a simple portfolio, simple website selling about yourself, maybe a contact form, and basic stuff, basic UI design. And then you want to take it to the next level, you can register in a bootcamp or enroll in a bootcamp and complete semi-real projects, real-world projects, and that will actually improve your existing skills. However, the most solid thing in your resume should be the client project, or actually not should be, it is like that. It is the client project and the employer projects. And this is the most, the most important of this project that recruiters will look at. So those are actually the real validation of your skills. And actually, let me tell you something. This is the most challenging part. So the building personal and bootcamp projects might be an easy task for everyone, but dealing with companies and dealing with clients is a little bit challenging problem. At first is how to get to know those people and how to make them trust you to deliver or to make you work on their projects. So it is hard to convince them if you don't have any solid experience. But however, stick with me to the end, because I'm going to show you how we at Lemon can fast track your journey as a web developer and accelerate this journey with you. Okay? So pay attention to this, because we're going to come and relate that later on. All right. Now, before I jump into the next section, let me go and try to answer some of your questions in the chat, if any. So if you have any question right now, please type that in the chat. I will I will accommodate 2 minutes from my time to answer your questions. Otherwise, I can jump into the next section. So I'm going to wait a couple of seconds here to see if you have any question. Okay. I would assume that everything is clear, hopefully. Well, if there's no question at this stage, let me continue to the next one. And at every stage, I will pause a little bit and answer your questions. So please, if you have any question in between, just type it in the chat so I can answer it later. All right. Now, the agenda number 2 of today's session is to tell you what you need actually after you learn the foundation of the step 1 of the step 2 of the to become a web developer. Basically, what you need to do after that is to learn the modern skills that will prepare you enough to join any team currently in the market. Because if you don't have the modern technologies in your set of skills, then it's quite hard to allow you to land on your job, especially if you are targeting big companies. So I'm gonna walk you through the top interesting and most useful technologies in the market that will accelerate your workflow as a web developer. Okay, so the first tool that I would like to introduce is called Tailwind CSS. Tailwind CSS essentially is a tool that enables you to speed up the process of implementing user interfaces in a nicely beautiful way. So Tailwind CSS is created, I think, 2017, 2016, and it's going to become the major hit in the next couple of years. So learning Tailwind CSS is essential tool in your toolbox, okay? And we'll have a demo after that on the Tailwind, so I can show you some tips to understand what is Tailwind basically. But let's continue to the next tool. The next tool, of course, this section, assuming that you learned the basics such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now we are talking about the modern tools that you need to learn. The next tool I would like to introduce you is called React.js. I would say many of you here heard about React.js because it's very, very popular in the market. And React.js is created by Facebook.com in 2014, 15, something like that. And it is the most famous framework of JavaScript right now, or actually it's a library, not framework. So React.js enables you to really speedily design and build user interfaces. So if you go to reactjs.com, they will tell you it's a library to create, progressively create user interfaces. So React.js is an extremely useful tool used by big companies right now, including Google, Facebook, and many other big companies as well. So learning that is very, very, it's worth to have that in your toolkit. Okay, the next tool I would like to introduce you is called Node.js and Express. Those technologies are very useful to build back-end servers or back-end technologies. I already mentioned Node.js in the previous slide, but Express and Node.js can work together to speed up the process of building back-end logics, or we call it application programming interfaces, or in short, API. Now, this is a sample of code that build the backend server, the core backend server of your project, and then you can extend that based on your project's requirement. All right. So learning those also, are essential tool to have them in the toolkit. And what's beautiful about Node and Express are actually you don't need to learn any new language, since you already know JavaScript. Learning React and Node.js and Express is very, very simple because all of them are based on JavaScript. So you are not learning any new language. You are just learning new extensions. You might think of that. All right. The next tool is you have to learn databases. And of course, one of the examples of databases might be SQL databases, such as MySQL. And the most in demand right now in the market is NoSQL, both actually, 50-50 we can say, that you need to learn NoSQL databases. If you don't know any of these terms, that's fine. I will just tell you here what it is basically to have DynamoDB in your toolkit. DynamoDB is a service managed by Amazon or Amazon Web Services, where basically you can use that to store information of your application and retrieve it and edit it, up to you based on your requirements. So DynamoDB is one of the tools or engines for NoSQL databases that you need to learn to become a modern web developer. Then, once you learn all of the previous tools that I talked about, you need finally to ship your product to other people, right? You don't want to build a product and just throw it away, Okay, you need to finally to share it with your friends, share it with your customers if you are building your own project, or maybe share it with your clients. So you need a way to host or deploy your application once you finish developing it. And one of the ways to share your project with other people is to host it on one of the cloud providers, such as AWS, or in short for Amazon Web Service. Now, Amazon Web Service is an essential tool that you need to learn and master during your journey to become a web developer, because this will enable you to land on very, very good salaries, very good jobs that have high paid salaries. So that you have to keep in mind. The next tool and final tool for the modern tools section is called serverless. Now, serverless is a concept, but there's a framework basically around that enabled you to deploy your projects and applications faster to your customers or to the market. So when you have, for example, you build a pizza delivery application, okay, and then you deploy it using AWS on AWS account or service, then if you use serverless, that will actually speed up the deployment process. Because normally, if you want to deploy application, it will take around 1 week to make sure it's stable enough, no issues, no breakdown. If you use serverless technology, you can do that in maybe an hour or less. So serverless is an extremely useful technology that you need to have in your toolkit. Enough talking, let's have a test of what we have talked about. So I'm gonna share with you this one, where basically what you need to do is you follow these steps. So I'm gonna walk you through what you need to do to have an interactive sample of what I was referring to Tailwind CSS. So I have designed this project called codeground.salim.dev. I will share the link with you in the chat. So here's the link, the first one. So these are the steps. I'll share it in the chat. Go to step number 1 and go to that link, codeground.salim.dev/samples. You'll find some code snippets there. Copy one of them, or just wait, I will share with you the screen on how to do it. And then you will go to the second URL, you put your name, and you put the code you copied before. Okay, so this is a typo, copy, not cup. Okay, so let me share the screen with you quickly. And you will enjoy this a lot now. And we will see who is creating the most beautiful website. So if you go there to this page, you'll find few components I put with code snippets for each one. So copy the one you like. For example, I'm gonna take, just follow what I'm doing. I will take the hero section here, and then make sure everything is copied here until here. And then go to the second URL, which is codeground.salim.dev. Put your name, like that. I'll put my name. And then click on start. Okay. And then in here in the box, you have to paste the code you copied. Now, once you paste that here, you can click on preview to see what you have done. And this is what actually will look like if you generate that code, which is basically an HTML and a Tailwind CSS behind the scene. Now, I'll tell you what to do exactly so you can follow me. Click on preview, you'll see it's a nice section. Normally, you can see it in every website. The top section, we call it hero section. Click on the code and go to, let's say we want to change this title here. Instead of data to enrich your online business, let's say we are building a pizza company or pizza delivery company, okay? So go to code and then search for that text, okay? Which is, I think, somewhere here on line 89. Change this data to enrich your online. Just change it to your own title. So let's see who can go creative with this. So I will say pizza delivery, pizza on your door. Okay, and I'm going to remove this line, the 90, the online business. I'm going to remove it. And then you can change this text here, and then you can change the Get Started button. It's up to you what you can do. Now, if you click on Preview, you'll see the title has been changed. What you can do also to understand the Tailwind CSS. Tailwind CSS basically are encapsulated within these classes. So if you don't know any of this right now, or it's confusing or it's too much, it's okay. Just try to change some of them, and I will show you what you need to change. For example, if you go to Get Started button, let's say we can change the text here to be order new pizza, okay? And then you can change the color of that button. Instead of it's blue or purple, you can change it to something else. So if you look at this line, 96, you will find this long line called class and then a few other items here. Now search for the keyword called BG Indigo 600. This is the color name. Change this one to be, for example, blue, okay? And then click on preview. You see the color has been changed to blue. If it's not too obvious, change it maybe to red, and then click on preview. You see now it's in red. So try that now, and I will see who done the best in this design. So it might be a little bit creative. I will give you a few minutes to practice this. And then, oh, nice. I see some people doing that already, which is perfect. So I can see here Mustafa, Amir, Salim, Adam, and a few other people here. So let's see what each one here, very quickly, what each one does. So if you click on Mustafa, nice, frequently asked questions. Beautiful. Let's see Amir. Amir didn't do anything, that's fine. Salim, this is mine. Salim is done the frequently asked questions. Brilliant. Adam, this is nice. Excited, I can code. Awesome. Okay, I like that. Anonymous, the same hero section. Juji, okay. I don't know what is this. How to read a pizza online business. Perfect. Mandy, okay, he's done the alert section. And you get the idea. So I'm gonna walk through quickly the rest. Anonymous, Ali, okay, perfect. I hope you enjoyed this. To be creative more, you can do that after we finish the session, because there are a few other stuff that are important to talk about. So I'm gonna stop here and get back to the slide. Keep those links with you. You can practice that after we finish the session. So let me get back to the slides in here. Now we've done the demo. Let me know if you have any question in the chat. So I'm gonna walk through the questions that you have, maybe just 2 to 3 minutes maximum, and see if I can answer your questions. All right. How long, let me go through here. How long it takes to become a full stack developer? Where actually it's based on the amount of commitment you make, but normally it takes 1 month to 2 months to understand the foundation and the essential things that you need to understand to become a full stack developer. How can I get the video of this training? We will share the slides as well as the recording with you after this training. So Tail and React for front-end categories. Yes, correct. Tailwind and React are technologies for front-end development. By serverless, do you mean serverless computing? Yes, correct. And then let's see, I have a few here. I've updated this code here. Cool. Send link again. Great. I see some comments. Perfect. So thank you very much for everyone for participating in this demo. So let's move on to the third section of this event, which is how to market your skills after you have the essential and the modern tools of development, is how to put those into a solid portfolio that you can share to your future employers, okay? Now, all right, so in here, let's get started. The first thing you need to do basically is you need to create a simple portfolio. But before that, let me share with you this code. What you need to keep in mind is that you don't need to, or you don't look for jobs. Let jobs find you, okay? You might ask the question, how, okay? Now the answer to that question is basically when you have all the skill the essential skills and the modern skills, you need to put that into a solid projects that you can showcase to your future employers. Okay. And to get those projects, basically, you can, as we said earlier, remember the third step, we said you can do the personal projects, bootcamp projects, and then ultimately you need to focus on the clients as well as the real work experience from real companies. Okay, so let me just tell you something here. Take any sense, for example, this image in front of you. Now, if you tell me that I know how to use the hammer, I know how to use the screwdriver, I know how to use, the other tools here, well, I might believe in you, but I will be more convinced if you tell me that you build a chair or table using these tools, correct? So if you just tell me that you build a chair or build a table or cabinet maybe, then ultimately or immediately I will trust you of using, or basically I'll be convinced that you have the ability to use these tools. The same analogy can be applied to web development. If you just know the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, that's perfect. But if you go and want to get the interview, your employers will look into the projects you have made rather than the actual tools that you learned. So you need to put that into projects, real world scenarios, real world experience to showcase your future employers what you have done and accomplished. And again, I'm going to tell you, this is not an easy, but we will make sure that you can fast track this journey. Just stay with us. Now, going back here is basically what you need to do after you've done the projects and you done quite some of projects. You can build or showcase those projects by several ways. One of the simplest way is to create a GitHub account. GitHub account basically allow you to create your developer portfolio and share it with other people. So GitHub basically is a way, or is a tool, think about it as a social network for developers, that you can showcase your work or your previous projects to other people or future employers. And I'll share with you a few samples here of the GitHub. But before that, let me tell you some facts about how actually recruiters are going to work with you or will hire you. Basically, if you go for any job, what normally employers are looking for is the following. They're looking for 70%, the first stage. The first thing they will look at is your project that you have done, and they will evaluate that as a 70% of your entire of yourself. So 70% of the hiring process will come from the projects, the passion that you have, a passion you have, and the confidence in yourself. They will care about your existing skills, of course, but this is not the majority, or this is not the best, or this is not the only thing they will focus on. They will focus on the projects that you work with. Because when you join a company, they will make sure they will train you enough. If you don't have enough skills, that's fine. Don't worry about that. But you need to showcase some projects that can prove actually what you have in mind or you have in your toolkit. Okay. And now let me share with you some samples of GitHub portfolio. I'll start with mine. This is my GitHub portfolio. You can find that by going to github.com/Salim-Haddad. This is basically a sample what you can do easily to showcase what you have done in your journey as a web developer. So you can go there, create a simple portfolio, put your information, and then put your contact details that can be used and to be contacted you if someone likes your profile or like the projects you have done. You can make them public. Okay, and this is one screenshot of my projects that I've made them publicly available, so anyone can use them, anyone can read them. And I'll share with you another sample, which is very interesting. This sample is done by one of the best students we have at the previous batch. Her name is Sev. She's doing very well in the internship, in the program that we have. She'd done quite a good job making the portfolio of her very impressive. So you can see she put the details of her, the contact details, what she's doing, what she knows about the languages and tools she already knows and learned. So it's an easy way to get started. It doesn't cost you anything to get started with that. So go to GitHub, create a portfolio, and are good to go. This is the first step to market yourself. Now, moving on, you need to brand yourself. And the best way is basically to maybe ask seniors and practitioners. And if you don't know any boot camps or maybe free events to start communicating with other people and get people to know you that you are learning web development, or maybe a web developer. And then, of course, you can create a social media, activate that with the new branding, and start promoting that for other people. There is no harm in doing that. There's no shame, actually, to do that. Okay, so moving on. But before we move on to the next session, I think what you need to understand so far is the most critical 3 steps that I've told you about. So what I have done so far, basically, I told you the journey that you need to walk through to become a web developer. And this journey consists of 3 main important components. One is you need to acquire the needed skill set. The second one is you need to build projects, okay, using this skill set. And number 3 is you need to showcase the projects for future employers, because this step, showing the project, showcasing the project, is in particular what employers are looking for to see what projects you have done in the past, especially for real companies, real work companies. That's why we at Laymoon have designed this program to specifically fast track you throughout this journey and help you land or to landing on your career as a web developer. This program consists of 2 main parts, the bootcamp as well as the internship. Before I introduce you to this, let me read some of your questions very quickly. I see no questions, then I shall continue. Well, the name of this program that we designed for you to fast track you with this journey and landing you on your dream job is basically designed through consists of 2 main parts, the bootcamp and the internship, as I said. The title of this bootcamp or the program entirely is called JavaScript Full Stack Web Developer Virtual Internship. All right. Now, how it works basically, this is how it works. So you attend live workshops and bootcamp basically with 3 working practitioners or industry practitioners, including myself. And then you need to complete practical group projects and pass the exam. Then you will be awarded with an internship at Laymoon based on your performance. There are criteria that we have to make sure you are ready enough for the real work experience. This program, the bootcamp, will consist of maximum up to 30 hours of learning, live interaction. And after that, if you get the internship, you will work with approximately 4 to 6 weeks to make sure you get real experience throughout the journey. The capacity of this program is 10 interns, including both, the workshop as well as. Now, basically or specifically, you will learn from me during the bootcamp, as well as my best colleagues in the dev team at Laymoon, Mr. Vimson and Mr. Lejish. So you are in a good hand. You work closely with us in the company to make sure you are ready enough to land on your career. All right. Now, Mr. Vimson will basically work with you closely on the internship itself. And Mr. Lejish will work as a consultant or program coordinator for the entire journey. And during the bootcamp, I will work with you closely to make sure you are up to speed and qualify you for the internship. Now, I know some of you might be worried to get the internship. And yes, it's not guaranteed to be for everybody. However, at Laymoon, we are committed to make you production ready and industry ready, and give all the support you needed to make you pass the qualification tests. You can reappear for the qualification tests for a month in case if you didn't meet the required score on the first attempt. We have the same number of internship opportunities as the batch size. So don't worry, you will be assessed based on your performance, not the number of seats. We really need all candidates to succeed with the best score in this qualification test and industry ready, and make you industry ready in all aspects. Ultimately, it's you. You are the person who will make that happen based on your efforts that you're gonna put into the bootcamp. All right. Now, let me walk you through the bootcamp that you will access to, which will consist, as I said, up to 30 hours, including the following topics. So absolutely, you will learn the foundation if you are absolute beginner to web development. I will guide you toward learning the foundation of web development for almost 8 hours. Followed by that, you will learn JavaScript, back-end live training, which you will learn along with that Node.js, Express, serverless framework that I already mentioned before. And then you will learn about AWS and cloud computing fundamentals, which basically you will learn about cloud computing in general, security management in AWS, Amazon EC2s, and some other services. You will learn about serverless live training course, or basically I will guide you on how to deploy your application faster to the market. Then followed by that, you will learn about CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery. You will learn in that some tools such as GitHub, Jenkins, version control, and many other tools. After that, we will make sure that you are ready enough for the internship throughout what you have done once you accomplished all of these skills, essential skills. We will try to put these skills into practical workshops and group projects. So you will do group projects with other students, and you will learn from that. You apply in that what you have learned during the bootcamp. And of course, you will learn some soft skills as well, like team working, all that cool stuff. And after that, we will make sure your portfolio is impressive enough for your future candidates, for your future employers. And then once you pass all the requirements and all the qualification scoring system that we have, you will be awarded with a real experience internship at Laymoon. So you work closely with us in the team. So you'll be part of the team at Laymoon if you pass the requirements. All right, I hope that's cool enough for you. Now let me tell you about the projects that you're gonna build during the bootcamp. This is one of the projects that have been built by the current batch or the previous batch of the bootcamp. They've done a quite good job implementing Twitter clone. And I think, Twitter, most of you use it on a daily basis. Twitter is a very complex platform. That's why we choose that to make sure our students during the bootcamp learn enough skills and apply them in kind of a real implementation or real scenarios, such as Twitter clone or Facebook clone or whatever big projects we can give you. So this is done by 6 students during the last batch, and they did quite a good job implementing the user interface, the security, and everything related to that. And you can find the source code for that on my students' account on GitHub. This is the link. We will share with you the slides in case if you want to refer that back later on. Now, let me know if you have any question before we talk about the internship at Laymoon. Let me walk through the chat here. Can I ask what is full stack developer? Yumna, thank you for the question, Yumna. Full stack developer, again, is a developer who is responsible of building a website from A to Z, okay? Front-end developer is a person who is in charge of building the user interface only, everything that users normally see. The back end is done by a person who done the back end or behind the scene logic, the security, the authentication, authorization, all that done by the back end. Full stack is the combination of both of them. Also, do we need to have a specific software for the course like IDEs? Yes, during the bootcamp, you will be provided with the links and resources that you needed to use or to continue during the bootcamp, as well as we will make sure to teach you on how to learn by yourself. We will show you how to learn by yourself throughout some techniques that will help you ultimately in your job after all. How can we register for the internship? Just stay with us. Actually, you need to register for the program. I will share the details with you. The internship will be awarded for the students who pass the scoring system, and you can find that on the website. I will share with you in a while. Just stay with me. How many days in Lemon internship? As I said, it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks. Could be extended based on the need, but on average, we have 4 to 6 weeks for the internship. Now, the internship at Lemon, as I said, we have a scoring system to make sure you are polished enough and ready enough to get that internship. That's why we have that scoring system. And if you pass that, you will get hands-on experience delivering real work for Lemon. So you work with us closely on daily basis to deliver the projects for us. And then you can showcase these projects to impress your future employers that you already have an internship at Lemon, and you can boast about your experience during the interviews as well. Okay. Now, just give me 1 second, please. Now, these are actually a sample of project that is done by the current internship that we have. They've done quite a good job implementing this project, and this project is used at Lemon to allow or to help students financially apply for specific courses or specific training programs. So they programmed that and developed that on their own when they entered the internship at Lemon. And we still work with them closely on a daily basis to make sure they are ready enough, and we will endorse them if in case any job opening. So the program timings for this bootcamp and the internship, or the intern camp, is as follow. So the first batch that we will have next is started on 10th, which actually not the first batch, is the upcoming batch that will start soon on the 10th of January, next week on Sunday. The timing will be from 7 to 9 p.m. GST timing, which is Dubai, UAE, and it will be around 3 days a week. Okay, so every week we have 3 sessions, live sessions for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, based on the needed time. We will teach you all the things that I described in the bootcamp during this 30 hours of live training bootcamp, and then we make sure that you are ready enough to excel in the final examination assessment, as well as the group projects that you're going to do. And then we have another batch on 20th of January with the same timing, with the same structure. All right, now this is one of the feedback done by one of the best students in the first batch, done on the 10th of December 2020. He done a great job implementing the Lemon Scholarship and completed the bootcamp with a very successful rate. So congratulations for you, Ali. Now, to enroll in this program, to book your seat, we have only 6 seats remaining out of 10, already filled out by 4. The program price is 1,449 dirhams, which is equivalent to $395. All right. And I will share with you the link to get more details about that program. But before you go there, let me first share the link in the chat. Before you go there, stick with me for a couple of minutes. Okay, so this is the link very quickly. And then stay with me for this slide. If you are excited enough and want to join this program with us, we have 6 seats remaining before Sunday. So make sure if you want to join this program, we at Lemon provide you with a special discount, special coupon that you can get 5% discount from the total price, which will be, after all, 1,376 dirhams, or equivalent to $375. The link is the same. Now, to receive the coupon, WhatsApp your name to this number that appear on the slide, and I will share the link with you and the number in the chat. So just go open your WhatsApp or click on the link that I will share in the chat, and then just type your name. We will reply with the code, with the coupon code that you can use it at the checkout to redeem the 5% discount from Lemon. All right, now with further ado, let's get started with the Q&A. If you have any question, please let me know. We will have 20 minutes from now. I think the timing now is almost 6 p.m., 5:54. So we'll have 20 minutes for the Q&A starting from now. Again, to receive the coupon for a 5% discount, WhatsApp your name to this number. I shared that in the chat. And then to book your seat, visit the link I shared as well in the chat. So for any further question, in case if I'm not able to answer your question now during the Q&A, please email me at this email, salim@laymoon.com. I will be more than happy to help you and answer your questions for any question you like. All right, so let me again share the steps with you. To receive the coupon, $5 discount, WhatsApp. Perfect. Thank you, Amir. Now, let me read some of your questions. Do you support visa if a student qualify for the internship? Okay, it's a nice question. I'll answer that. Maybe let me see above. How can I join the course, Salim? I already shared that. Now you can check out the link and confirm your seat. The seats are limited, only 10 maximum. We already have 4, so the remaining are 6 seats. The question by Aisha, do you support visa if a student qualify for your internship? The internship as well as the bootcamp will be completely virtual, so you don't need to be reallocated to UAE. We are here from UAE. You don't need to reallocate. You can work from your home on your own timing. So there's no visa. There's actually no reallocation, completely virtual. Okay. Is this virtual program? Yes. Is this program for UAE students only? Of course not. We have students from multi-cultures, from different countries. I had students from Canada, from France, from Egypt, from different countries actually, and it's a multicultural. So yeah, everyone is welcome to have it. Again, how we can get the video of this event. Thank you, Amir. We will share with you the recording as well as the slide after we finish this event to your email. All right. What else students can get from finishing the program? Well, that's a very interesting question. After you finish the bootcamp, you will have a solid experience, almost solid experience, building projects that are cloned from real projects, such as YouTube clone, Twitter clone, all of that. However, in the internship, you will work with the real work. So your work will be used by real customers and not just a demo project. So you will learn, and you can put that on your CV that you done this project to Laymoon. So that's the benefit, the main benefit that you can have it, or the main solid rock in your resume to have that you worked for Laymoon. Okay, great. If a student knows the basics, this is a question by Kamar. If a student knows the basics, will there extra things to the course? If a student knows the basics, will there extra things to the course? Yes. Even if you have basic stuff in the web development, we'll make sure you are ready enough to get into the internship and ultimately to your dream job. So you will learn, if you have anything right now, any skills, you will learn how to sharpen that into real work scenarios. And of course, we have payment options. So we have installments, if in case if you want to have payments, installment payments, or you can pay 50% to confirm your seat. Again, we have credit card payment. We accept credit card payment as well as PayPal. So one of the benefit as well, you will be able to join the alumni network we have at Laymoon. So you will get in touch with previous students as well, and you will have lifetime access to the channel. Fees of the training, you can find on the website, but it's according to the last slide, it's 1,376 dirhams, or equivalent to $375. Thank you, Muhammad. Arfan. I have another question by Yumna. Would you advise a programming student to register? Because I'm already doing coding, but I'm on holidays now. And yes, Omna, I advise you to enroll, not because you will have the real experience, but of course, actually, let me rephrase that. I advise you to enroll in this program not only for beginners. So if you are a programmer or a web developer right now, you will have the ability to learn more and more technologies during the bootcamp. Okay, we're not talking about the internship yet. So in the bootcamp, you will learn quite a lot of technologies and modern technologies specifically that will sharpen your skills and put it in solid projects. And then you will be rewarded with the internship, where you can put those skills into real work, real experience. Another question by Mandy. If you get the internship, will you get paid? Well, thank you, Mandy, for the unpaid internship. Okay. Muhammad Arfan, I want to learn Amazon EC2. Do you have any course? Well, we have that in the bootcamp. It's one of the main sections in the bootcamp that you will learn about Amazon EC2 and Amazon serverless as well, including AWS Lambda. Thank you, Muhammad Arfan. Yumna, okay, thank you. Qamar again, how it cost me when I become web developer in building a website. How it cost me when I become a web developer in building a website. I don't understand really the question, but let me think if I'm getting it wrong or correct. So how it cost me when I become a web developer in building the technology cost. Oh, okay. Thank you for the clarification. The technology cost, if you are using AWS, basically you will pay for what you use. So you use a certain service, you pay for it based on your usage. Okay, so you don't have to pay upfront any payment. And the remaining tools, yes.
Salim, sorry if you if you don't mind, I just want to jump in for Mandy's question.
Of course.
But only if you finish answering the current question. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Of course. Just 1 second, please. Again, as I said, you pay nothing upfront. And if you register in AWS, they will give you 1 year free tier. So you have access to all services during the bootcamp, and we will ensure you pay nothing during the bootcamp. Please, Amir, join.
Sure. Thank you so much. So just referring to Mandy was asking a question about whether the internship is paid. So this current internship at Laymoon is not paid. However, the value for you, if you do manage to qualify for the internship, and this is very important, you can think of it as an investment. And it really is an investment because you'll be working hand in hand as part of the integral team of Laymoon, as part of the tech team at Laymoon, who are very senior practitioners, and they come with a background which is very deep in the different areas and different aspects of coding, not just web development. Collectively, they have over 30 years of experience. And so that experience in itself, working with these guys hand in hand as part of that team on a daily basis to deliver a real project for Laymoon is something of an experience that really adds a lot of weight to your track record if you are looking to pursue a career in the area of web development. It is something that future recruiters will look back at, and it will impress them. And it is something that will provide you with the confidence to talk about your experience on the resume, but also to speak in detail about your experience during interviews, and to take with you the confidence of actually being able to work in a real life environment, so that such an environment is not alien to you when you do land such a job. It is something that you are familiar with and you can adapt very quickly.
Exactly.
Okay? So I
Wonderful.
hope that answers the question.
Thank you very much, Amir. Now we have a question from Momo. I have only learned MS. Is this class meant for me? Can you tell me what is MS? It's Microsoft, or what is this? MS? Thanks for that, Amir. Sounds great. Okay. Can you just tell me what is MS stands for? Microsoft Office. Yeah, absolutely fine. So if you are absolute beginner to web development, you will you will start from absolute basics of web development. I will make sure that everyone gets to the same level at the end of the bootcamp. All right. Another question by Hassan. How many installment is allowed and what is the duration of the internship? I already had a certification in JS, but no real life exposure. Perfect. Thank you for the question, Hassan. Let me, step by step clarify this question. How many installment? The maximum you can pay is 3 months installment payment. And the duration for the internship will be 4 to 6 weeks. So 1 month and a half maximum. If you have a certification in JavaScript, that would be a plus for you during the bootcamp as well as in the internship. But again, we will make sure that everyone at the end of the bootcamp is at the same level of skill. So if we have absolute beginners and someone already knows some of web development tools, we will try to put themselves at the same level at the end of the bootcamp, which we will make sure to do that actually by introducing group projects and the individual task, along with that, the final exam as well, which ultimately will prepare you enough to enroll in the internship. Okay, so we have 4 seats left. Okay, do you have any other question? So we will end the Q&A session in about 5 minutes or less from now. If you have any questions, please let me know. Again, if I didn't answer of your questions before, you can email me at salim@laymoon.com. I will be more than happy to answer your questions. All right. Perfect. The deadline for payment is basically up to Saturday before the event, before the bootcamp starts, and the coupon will expire today. So it's valid for today only for all the attendees in this webinar. Absolutely. Thank you, Mustafa, for asking. All right, so I'm going to wait for a couple of seconds to see if you have any question. Otherwise, I think we can wind it up and end this webinar. Okay. Well, if there's any further question, I would like to thank you everyone for being here with us for this beautiful evening. Thank you very much for investing your time. Thank you very much, Amir, for co-hosting this event with me. I really enjoyed this session with everybody here. So I hope to see you everyone in the upcoming bootcamp starting on Sunday. So yeah, I wish you all the best and have a nice day.
Thank you, everyone. We look forward to seeing you. Goodbye.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.